A top commander in the California National Guard, he's been fired after ordering his subordinates, by the way, to carry out personal errands for him. Errands that include taking him to the dentist, maybe drop off his laundry. Also, taking his mother grocery shopping, which is my favorite part about this whole thing. So Brigadier General Jeffrey Magram is the guy. He's now been removed from his position after an internal investigation found that he had been treating his own personnel like freshman pledge boys in a frat. Good job, guy. Here's some details in that whole investigation. When looking into the allegations against the general, National Guard officials found out that Magram had one guard member drive him 120 miles round trip for a dentist appointment. You got to get someone local, bro. The serviceman who complained is cited in one document saying, "My job is to take care of the airmen in the state of California and not be a chauffeur for a general." Pause 1 second here. First of all, my biggest discomfort with like Ubers and things like that, even rich folks who have drivers, is when I'm driving, I either want someone that I know and like with me, or I want to be alone. I don't get getting someone else to drive me around while I have to sit and have either a conversation or not have a conversation with them. Either way, it's not very comfortable, but still, to each their own, I suppose. He also had subordinates, as we mentioned out, subordinates, take his mother grocery shopping. A guard member who took his Magram's mother shopping was quoted in the report as saying that she was particular. And when I say particular, it had to be at Whole Foods. It just took her a long time to decide what she wanted. A lot of comparison shopping amongst products. Pause again. That particular guard member, I'd like to disagree with you. It's not a pain in the ass to go shopping and actually have comparative shopping. Check out and see if the smart food popcorn, maybe it's $3.19, but possibly if you get the other size that's on sale, it could be the family size for $2.48 or something like that, because they like to throw things around like at you. And if you don't do any comparison shopping, you're just wasting cash. I'm on mom's side here. Maybe not getting the chauffeur to do so, but do some comparative shopping. There's more though. He even made his employees use his travel rewards account so he can get more points. They didn't get any of this. The investigation similarly faulted him for using an underling to work on his travel awards accounts, including for personal trips. So first of all, is this the basis for why you want to be in any kind of position of power, supervisor role, or having subordinates under you? Trey, have you ever worked in these types of fields where you have someone under you and maybe some errands get run and people like to have a personal shopper? Because again, I just don't like it.
I mean, no, I'm not at a level where I've had a personal assistant or anything like that. But I know that they get sent on a lot of errands, but that's sort of their deal. It's not like, signing up to serve your country and then having to take Meemaw to the grocery store or whatever. It feels a little different. But with how like bloated the defense budget and everything is, maybe the guy's just like, I'm just trying to give them something to do. Because I was like, California Air National Guard, what are they busy with? I wonder that about these branches all the time. I'm not defending him using them for that. I'm just saying, like, feels like it's probably a lot of standing around and whatnot. And I bet you there's at least some other generals and some other branches who are like, oh man, maybe I need to cancel that clean out my garage duty that I scheduled for Saturday, because I bet it happens, with a little bit of frequency, just because it seems like something somebody in a position with power would do of a certain personality type, But yeah, it's not.
I'm glad you brought up that point, because I didn't think about that. It's probably not an isolated event. It's probably not just the California National Guard or Air Force, the National Guard doing things like this. It's probably somewhat regular, but there's more though, because there's other issues. You said, what are they doing? I have an answer for you, Trey. In 2016, they received backlash after demanding recruits pay back their enlistment bonuses. Enlistment bonuses that were totaling around $15,000. They asked for their money back afterwards. Yep, they told people sign up, we'll give you money, but actually, no, we meant something else. Let's watch that.
It's an insult to my service.
Angry veterans gave an earful to members of California's congressional delegation at a news conference intended to address outrage about the thousands of California National Guard members being forced to pay back their enlistment bonuses. Joe Leal served in the Iraq War.
Out of those veterans that they took their money from them, now you wonder why veterans are homeless. Now you wonder why they're unemployed. Now you wonder why they don't trust the system because of decisions like this.
No other topic has come up more among my constituents in the last week.
Congressman Adam Schiff is encouraged by the Pentagon's move this week to suspend efforts to claw back the bonuses of at least $15,000 apiece, but he's concerned about the government's plan to go through each case one by one.
So we got things like this happening. Trey, you mentioned at one point when you were talking about these, you made sure you weren't downplaying their service or the importance of things that they maybe do. And that's what generally citizens do. We'll make sure we respect the military because they're doing things that maybe we weren't willing to do. But you know what, then we have stories like this where they offend folks, try and get back $15,000 worth of recruitment money, as we have people like Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz and everyone complaining about low recruitment numbers. Because we're offering things like that, then taking it back. When are we going to start holding other folks accountable that disrespect our military men and disrespect their service and do things like this? This just goes under the radar while anyone else says something else. They'll be like, "How dare you?"
Right. Yeah, well, and I feel like, because I'm from a very rural part of Tennessee, which means I had a lot of friends who joined the military when we graduated high school and served and whatnot. And I feel like, I don't want to speak directly for them, but the consensus is kind of that, military leadership and, the forces that be in the military are pretty terrible largely and don't take care of them or treat them well. So a lot of people, and I'm one of these people, try to respect the actual troops individually while also trying to call out, the BS at the top where the military is concerned. But that it's particularly egregious, literally trying to make them pay that money back as though it hasn't already been spent on a Dodge Charger. Come on, that money's gone. But again, I knew these guys, but my buddies did used to tell me that they would sort of pull stuff like that all the time, even back then, that's 15 plus years ago. I don't know, to the point of like giving you the bonus and trying to take it back, but sort of being duplicitous about how much you would get or promising this amount and then you get much less later or whatever. And they used to tell me they'd do stuff like that all the time. So again, I don't think this is like entirely unique. It's just a really egregious example of it. But yeah, they stay getting screwed over. What actual troops do.
Once you get fired or have to resign over something like this, probably the thought is saying, "Hey, everybody, let me not say that." Right. If it's that common. By the way, I was thinking Dodge Challenger, but I think Charger is actually a lot more accurate. You're right.
Yeah.